All right, so this is a suggestion via donation. The name of the video is In Color. This is coming from the artist Jamey Johnson. Let's check it out. Also, the lyrics are pulled up just in case we need them, guys. Guys, that's a lot of signatures on his guitar, guys.
I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? He said, yeah, I was loving. And times were tough back in 35. That's me and Uncle Joe trying to survive.
Those are the Depression years.
And a Great Depression.
Yeah.
If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color.
All right, guys.
This one here was taken overseas in the middle of hell, 1943.
WW2.
You can almost see my breath. That was my tail gunner, old Johnny McGee. He was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color.
All right, guys, I love the energy. He definitely gives off like superstar country singer vibes. The song feels amazingly written, amazingly produced, arranged. It feels like a hit song. With the overall messaging of the song, it would make sense that it probably would be, right? It's extremely touching. His ability to tell stories is also very good. It feels emotional. Right, it feels like I'm literally speaking to my grandfather. That's the vibe that we're getting from it, right? So the song starts out basically kind of just talking about how terrible things were in the Great Depression. They were absolutely terrible for everyone that survived it, right? And he said 35 on a cotton farm. Yeah, I would expect for it to be absolutely terrible there, right? Then he basically jumps into WW2, right? In Europe, it's freezing. He referred to it as in the middle of hell. So obviously, yeah, you had to do a whole lot of things to even make it back home to be able to tell this story. But imagine, you just see this image. This image is obviously void of color, but imagine if it had color. Like imagine actually being there, right? A picture tells 1,000 words, but imagine if you would actually see it, right? It's the ability to go back in time in a sense, right? Like you can, like for example, I'm a professional commercial portrait photographer by trade, and I understand completely. Every time I look at a photo that I've taken at one point in my life, it instantly brings me right back to it, right? And I think this is kind of what his grandfather is referring to, his ability to look at the photo and just like imagine himself in that very specific predicament, right? All right, as of right now, no complaints at all. The song is beautiful, guys. Also, I like the harmony too with the woman. It's interesting based off the octaves.
This one is my favorite one. Me and Meemaw in the summer sun.
Meemaw?
All dressed up the day we said our vows.
Maybe his wife?
You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June. That rose was red and her eyes were blue, and just look at that smile, son. I was so proud. That's the story of my life. Right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covering. You should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covering.
I love the addition of the horns,
you should have
guys.
seen it in color.
Guys, great. This is just a great song, right? Super sentimental. I think that's the overall vibe he was going for. I love the fact that it is about his grandfather. It's super close to him. His ability to kind of depict his emotions for his grandfather while singing the song is probably what is the most appealing thing for me, right? No complaints, guys. None. Superstar country singer vibes. Let me know in the comments, though, the next thing from him that I should be checking out, and I will get into that as soon as I possibly can. All right? Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy it thoroughly.